Good morning, Western Washington, and happy Thursday. I'm Matthew Fab with Western Washington Weather, and today we're going to take a look at our forecast and take a look at some of the ongoing impacts from a major windstorm with the bomb cyclone. So as we're taking a look at the satellite image right here, you can see the bomb cyclone is weakening still, but it still has that distinct cyclone shape there. It's just off of Haida Gwaii and Vancouver Island there. You can see we have some showers moving north across the coast today, and we will have another storm developing here to the south of the bomb cyclone that's going to move up in a similar path and only bring some winds to the coast and some elevated gap winds to the foothills, but nothing like what we just had. Also take a look at the severe atmospheric river that's going on across parts of California, bringing some blizzard conditions to the northern parts of the state and a lot of flooding, potentially up to 20 inches of rain with this atmospheric river there across parts of California. And that is also related to the bomb cyclone as it's being pushed down along the southern circulation of the bomb cyclone. So now let's take a look here at the Puget Sound Energy outage map. This is as of 7:40 a.m. You can see PSE still reporting 286,977 customers out. And just take a look at the expanse of outages from the Kings-Snohomish County line there near Woodinville all the way to Enumclaw. You could pretty much drive through this entire area, and almost all of it has no power. You can even see areas like Bothell and Kingston, parts of Bainbridge Island, all of Mercer Island, and then parts of SeaTac, Kent, Normandy Park, and Federal Way, and parts of Auburn also are out of power outside of this main expanse of eastern King County that has no power. So for a lot of places, it's still going to be a few days until power is restored. You can see some other outages like Snoqualmie Pass, parts of Easton area there, and then Highway 410 up toward Chinook Pass and Greenwater there. So for a lot of places, it's going to be a while until power is restored, as there are still a large amount of outages and over a pretty wide area. So now let's take a look here at the European model. We're taking a look at, this is Friday at 10 a.m. This is the next low that spins up behind that bomb cyclone. And as you can see, it stays pretty far off the coast. If this were to be much closer to the coast, we'd be talking about another significant windstorm. But since this is so far off the coast, this is only going to be a wind event for some areas of the coast, and it will create a few areas of elevated gap winds, but nothing like we just had. So, and just to note, this is a pretty nice low right off the coast. 980 millibars is pretty decent. So taking a look at those winds, you can see the coast will likely be gusting 50 to 55 miles per hour, peaking on Friday morning with that low moving by. And then take a look, we do have some gap winds here. So places that did just get hit like Enumclaw and North Bend, Ravensdale, Black Diamond, parts of Covington could be gusting 35 to 40 miles per hour, with some areas right on the foothills like North Bend and Enumclaw maybe gusting up toward 50 miles an hour. But it will be brief, only lasting for a few hours on Friday morning. And then you can see across the rest of the area some elevated gusts up to 40 miles an hour across parts of the San Juans, and everywhere else likely gusting 30 to 35 miles per hour with this storm. So very run-of-the-mill, and just do note that there will be some gap winds, but nothing like we just had. So now we're going to have a lot of rain with this storm and with a couple of other weak storms that will kind of spin up behind it that are actually going to be remnants of the bomb cyclone coming back to hit us with just some light showers across the area at times. You can see I put the precipitation map all the way out through Monday evening, and that's kind of when the rain from these few systems is going to stop. So through Monday evening, you can see the coast likely getting 2 to 2.5 inches of rain, and a lot of rain across the Kitsap Peninsula, likely 2 to 3 inches with that, with all these storms. And then your typical rain shadow across the northern Olympic Peninsula there in the San Juans. And then most of the I-5 corridor from Everett northward getting about 1 to 1.5 inches, and then Seattle, from Everett south through Seattle and Olympia, all the way down toward Portland, likely getting 1.5 to 2 inches of rain. You can see the Seattle area likely getting 1.5 inches through the end of this weekend and Monday, and then you can see some of the mountains, Cascades likely getting 1.5 to 2 inches, and Olympics getting up to 4 inches, but some of this will be snow, as we can see here. The passes will likely be getting between 6 to 10 inches. You can see higher amounts at White Pass and Stevens Pass up near 10 inches, and about 7 to 8 inches at Snoqualmie Pass. So do be prepared for some winter driving conditions at times, but this won't be a significant storm. And you can see the Olympics and some of the higher peaks picking up some good snow with this as well. This also I put out through Monday evening, and that's when that snow should wrap up. Now, I wanted to point out, I went out and filmed some damage from the storm yesterday across parts of eastern King County there, including like Black Diamond and Maple Valley, those areas. This is a shot from Black Diamond as a huge tree was suspended on power lines. And I wanted to use this as a time to mention that as far as the forecast went for the gap winds from this storm, the forecast nailed it. The European model was almost exactly accurate as to what we had and what happened and all that. What we didn't realize is just how widespread and severe the impacts were going to be, and that's something we're still kind of looking at just to see why it was so severe, and really a lot of it is that wind direction and just the fact that the trees are not used to big winds coming out of the east. But as we have been able to see here, this was clearly a major event for some parts of the region, and then some parts like Tacoma and Puyallup especially had almost no wind at all, and a lot of the Kitsap Peninsula as well had almost no impacts. But then you have parts of King County and Snohomish County that just had huge impacts, like huge trees down and everything like that. So, as far as the forecast went, they performed very well. As far as the impacts went, they were more severe than expected, and we're going to see that continue to play out over the next few days. So as always, got all my social media accounts here. The Facebook and Twitter profiles are already linked in the description, and I will put a link to my Blue Sky account. I am over 1,000 followers on Blue Sky. It's just exploded, and I'm very excited about that. And as always, don't forget to like and subscribe here on YouTube. I've gained a lot of subscribers with this storm as well, and I would love to see that continue growing through the storm season here. And also be sure to share these videos. Thank you all for watching, and stay tuned. I'm not entirely sure how I'll be doing videos over the next couple days without Wi-Fi, but I'll definitely be posting some updates, especially on Facebook, but also on Twitter and Blue Sky, and I will talk to you all tomorrow.